is a declarative statement which is true or false. True or false, but not both together, right? Let's write some example. Is like what we can say: ice floats in water. So this is a statement, right? And we can write as a statement: China is in Europe. Europe, and we can say more like 2 plus 2 is equal 4, and 2 plus 2 is equal 5. And what else? Where are you going? Like, do you think that this is a statement? And do your homework. So these are the examples. Here is example. So what we can say for these examples, you know, ice floats in water. This is statement, right? Giving some proposition. And China is Europe also. There is some statement or proposition. And here is also 2 plus 2 is equal 4. This is also proposition or statement. So you will say for these 4 are propositions. So these are not propositions. Why? Because they are not giving any idea. First one is the question mark. Second one is a different something. You know, also we have to, when we look at the propositions, expression should have as a true or false value, right? Do you think like that? Anyway, let's write compound propositions. And we can say many propositions are composite that is what? That is composed of subpropositions and various connective discussed very connectives discussed subsequently. So these kind of proposition will be compound proposition. These kind of, is there any problem? Emma is writing. So I'm not using the webcam, but I don't know this is increasing the data in the internet or not. Composite propositions are called compound proposition. So we got the idea about the compound proposition. So which kind of thing is gonna be compound proposition? Let's write the example. Roses. Okay, this is the example. The roses are red and there is the violets are blue. And we can write as an example, we compound as a two, there is the idea connectivity in that compound proposition as the roses are red and violets are blue. And we can write like more, and John is smart, or he studies every night. So here is again two different statements. Okay, I will send Zoom invitation. Okay, let's try to Zoom. I don't know what is happening. Okay, logic operation. Logic operations. Basic logical operations. So in that part, we will discuss the three basic logical operations and these are conjunctions, conjunction. Okay, I wrote I need eraser. Is a conjunction. We have to write O, and this junction and negation. So we will talk about the conjunction and disjunction and negation. These are our basic logical operation. So let's start with the conjunction. Anyway, let's continue here with the conjunction operation. So we will show as a conjunction operation if we have two statements like P and Q. If we have two statements, P and Q and Q, we will denote conjunction P conjunction as a Q, like that. So this is the notation of P and Q. So there is the definition. If P and Q are true, then we will say P conjunction Q is true. Otherwise, P and P conjunction Q is false. Is gonna be false. So we can say for that operation is a conjunction operation. There is the table as a true table. We can write like P and Q table like that. There is the we have two variable here. How many combination for true and false? There is gonna be 2 to the power 2. It's gonna be 4. So here is gonna be true and true, true and false, false and true, and last one false and false. So what was the condition to be true of P conjunction Q? Or we can say for that one as an AND operation. So P and Q are true, then P conjunction Q will be true. So true means here is going to be true. Otherwise, you see otherwise, rest of the that table is going to be false. And here is the false and false and false. So this is the conjunction. Example, let's write some example. Example, let's say one condition, ice floats in water, and we will say like 2 plus 2 is equal 4. We have, as you see, two statements, and here as a connection of that two statements as an and, like the conjunction. And there is more, so what about that one? Ice floats in water, it is the true, and 2 plus 2, 4, it is true. So that statement as a compound statement will be true, right? Okay, we can say as a true. And again, ice floats in water, and 2 plus 2 is equal 5. So that side or first statement is true, second one is false. So we will say for that compound statement as a false. And there is more example, but these are enough, I think. And disjunction as a new title, disjunction again. There is the two statements or propositions can be combined by the word as a disjunction, like or, to form a compound proposition, compound proposition called the disjunction, and symbol or representation will be for P and Q statements is gonna be like that. P disjunction Q, or we can say as a P or Q, can say P or Q for that logical operation. And that logical operation, there is also truth table as a P and Q. P and Q. P or Q. Again, there is 4 possibilities for that truth table or statement. True, 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 false, false, true, and false, false. For or operation or disjunction, if there is a true, true, one of them that statement, if true, here is gonna be true, and true, P is true, then P or Q is true, Q is true, then P or Q is true, and false, false as a last compound statement, here is gonna be false. And what else? Definition for that disjunction. If P and Q are false, then P or Q is false. Otherwise, P or Q is true. So these are really basic, I'm sure, for you, and we can go maybe fast as we can do. Here is the example. Again, our famous example, ice float in water, and we will say here as a or 2 plus 2 is equal 4. So for or operation, as a disjunction operation, we will say this is true, right? True. There is only one thing will give us as a false. Both should be as a false of that two statements or propositions. China is in Europe, or 2 plus 2 is equal 5. Both of that two statement or propositions are false and false, then we will say here as a false. So this is the example for the disjunction or logical operation. And next one, as a negation, So we will write as a negation with that symbol for P statement. Okay. Okay, negation. So given any proposition P or Q or any other proposition, call the negation of P can be formed by writing it is not true that blah blah, or it is false that, and again here is a dot dot and blah blah before P or, and if there is different possible statement, by inserting in P word not. Symbolically, the negation of P will be read as a not P. And we will denote like that one as a not P, this symbol. And definition, and definition. If P is true, then of course not P is false, and we can say if P is false, then not P is true. The example, let's say we have as a P statement ice floats in water as a P, and we can say as a not P, it is false that, it is like the here, it is not true that, like it is false that ice floats in water. So we know that P is true, not P is gonna be false. So we can do that situation writing the P ice. We are changing the statement meaning, writing the not inside of the statement. Ice does not float in water. So this is also give us as a not P. So we know P is true, not P is false, and here is also not P is false. And one more example like the Q statement as a 2 plus 2 is equal 5. So for not Q, we will write in not Q, we will write what? It is false that, can make it, it is false that 2 plus 2 is equal 5. So we know Q is false and Q is false and not Q is gonna be true in that example. And what we have, propositions and truth table. Okay, let's write definition. Let's say there is the P, capital P, and inside of the parentheses there is the some statement like P, Q, R, S, and so on. Denote, so this is the denote and expression. Constructed from logical variable, logical variables, of course P, Q, R, S, and so on, variables which take on the value true or false as a F. And the logical connectors and the logical connectives like and or operation and not operation, like that. We will use that operation. And such an expression P, capital P, there is the some set like P, Q, R, S, and so on, will be called a proposition. Yeah, it is gonna be like the proposition. Okay, let's write some example. Let's say we have P and Q in truth table, and they have their condition like true, 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 false, and false, true, and false, false. So, for example, if you want to find, let's say, P and not Q, we should need to write not q to keeping the same row, and not q is gonna be false. For true we will write false, false we will write true, and true is gonna be false, false is gonna be true. So we have not q statement values as a false, true, and we know p values true, false, false. Using that two, we can write here to answer like AND operation, right? AND operation. It is a conjunction operation. So if true, then I will write here true. Otherwise, I will write here as a false. Okay, I will write here as a false. True, it is the true. False, it is the false. And false, true is gonna be false here. And this is the what I want to find here as a propositions like the P. Okay, false, true, false, false. Any question till here? Okay, let's do break like 15 minutes, then continue with the next lecture. Okay, dear friend. So we will talk that one, okay, in next lecture.